how do I recover fast 1 week after ACL surgery? So it's been a short amount of time and I feel like I'm advancing pretty quick. As I was saying in my previous video, I was really scared when I first got out of surgery because the doctor said I was going to be on crutches for 3 to 4 weeks and I might even need a knee replacement in 10 years, depending on what kind of activities I decide to do. But it's only been 7 or 8 days now and I'm already starting to walk without a crutch. Now, I'm not overdoing it. I haven't gone on any walks. It's just me walking around my studio, training at most maybe a couple clients a day at tops 3. So rehab is going along fastly and quickly. And I feel that staying hydrated, making sure you're getting plenty of nutrients and doing all of the rehab protocols that my doctor or your doctor, your surgeon recommends is huge to me recovering really fast. Also, the biggest differentiator here is what kind of base do you have? How fit are you going into the surgery? And so for me, when I first started off, like I could actually, single leg squat up and down and go all the way down towards the ground. So having a strong leg really helped. Now, when I had ACL surgery the first time on my left leg, I was good for the first year. I was snowboarding, I was doing everything, and then I got surgery. So day 2 out of surgery, I wasn't using any crutches and I was just walking. This time, when I got my surgery, when I just completely devastated my knee, I couldn't even stand on it. My knee was buckling. And so I had an injured knee going into surgery. So this one was a little bit more intense. I did have a fracture. I had some bone fragments floating around in there. They took out. We had to clean up my meniscus, and then also I got the allograft. So I got ACL reconstruction. So I felt it immediately out of surgery. The pain was like a 5 out of 10, and it was just more intense. So it took me a little bit longer, and I had to use crutches staying there every day until just the past few days. Now I still use it kind of getting in and out of the car a little bit. For today, day 8, my knee's feeling great. So using the CPM machine, icing, and then today I'm going to use the Mark Pro, my eStim device. And those are going to be the 3 big things that has really been helping me a lot. And I will say an honorable mention is just staying very hydrated with good nutrients, because if you don't have the right food coming into your body, you're not hydrated, you're not going to repair. Lastly, I will talk about sleep. That's been very, very challenging until just these past few days. The first week is extremely, extremely hard because you're in pain or in discomfort. And I wasn't really necessarily say I was hurting, just an uncomfortable ache. So it was keeping me up. I was only able to sleep like 3.5 hours my first night. And, today I had my best sleep back to back. I think I got about 5 hours, which is pretty good. Maybe I'm lucky. I've only taken 2 naps this week. So between getting sleep and trying to rest as much as possible has helped. But also I think being in here, moving around, trying to walk a little bit, you need to take some steps. And the thing is, I can't prescribe what you're going to do with your rehab, because everybody's journey is a little bit different. What works for me may not work for you. And like I said, the doctor told me stay on crutches, or you should be on crutches for 3 to 4 weeks. And that's kind of typical protocol for what he did with me. But being day 8 and not having to have them is pretty awesome. Again, I'm not walking long. This is just short movements, a few minutes at a time, and then I'm sitting down, and then I'll elevate and rest my leg, just keeping it up. So it just kind of helps. But anyways, I'm just going to kind of go and share with you everything I'm doing to help me recover as fast as possible. Two of the most beneficial things I've been doing every single day, it's a non-negotiable, is the Kinect Medical, the CPM machine. CPM machine is constant passive motion. So I use this for 6 hours a day, believe it or not, 3 times a day at 2-hour segments. And I just literally sit here. I'll show you this in a second, having my knee bend back and forth. And then after I use the machine, I will generally go to the Kinect ice machine. I won't be able to have links for this because this is generally through a physician. I'm sure there are other machines that are on Amazon. I've seen another girl that's used something where you're manually moving one leg and pushing the other leg and you do it for like 15 minutes. I use this for 2 hours. I feel it really helps, and it's just moving my therapy along quickly. And then the icing, because sometimes in the early days, let's say like within this past week, the first few days were the hardest, and my knee was just aching so I was using an ice machine. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take off my brace, and I'll show you what my knee looks like. Now I take off the brace. When I was icing my knee, I had this wrap on. I didn't really feel it, so I'm just going to go ahead and take off this wrap. Sometimes I'll leave the wrap on when I'm doing this, and all it is really just to protect my stitches. I could leave this wrap on if I want, but lately, since it's healing a lot more, I've been trying to give it a little bit of air. And man, I've had so many motorcycle crashes over my life and all this stuff. So I have this little thing on there. It's not really needed anymore. There's no leaking, there's no fluid, but that's the knee. So I get the stitches taken out this upcoming Wednesday, and it'll be close to my 2 weeks. But yeah, you can see the stitch there. The skin is elevated right now just because the stitches are kind of pulling in together. But after this heals up a little bit, then I'll be able to start massaging and be able to get some of this this scar tissue down a little bit. So we had 3 kind of little incision points, and that's where they did the put in the stitches. And then I had this little hole here in my leg. I have this Band-Aid over. Generally, it probably does get a little. Let's see. I'm just gonna peel this off for a second and show you. Okay, so better. So again, this is 8 days later. This is where I think part of the scope came out of my leg. And honestly, I mean, obviously my knee is swollen, but this is where it's more sore. So anywho, taking this off, I'm just going to set this down for a second. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my shoes. So I don't have a lot. It's actually like, this is as far as I can really bend it right now manually. But you'd be surprised using this machine when you're not doing it yourself, it could bend it a lot more. And so today I'm actually on 110 degrees. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the tablet, how it hooks up, and then we're going to use the machine. So the machine's on. We'll just hit the reconnect button. It's going to establish a connection. So they have the speed. You can go fast. I just kind of keep this at level 3. Pause time. Before I use it at 2, that's just a 3-second hold. I keep this at 0 degrees. That's just going to try and get my leg flat, because something that's really important after rehab 2 is trying to get that leg flat as possible. And then you can set this up or down. Every day, I started with 40 degrees, and every day I've been adding 10 degrees. So today I'm at 110 degrees. Now that I hit the start button, it's going to start to bend my leg. And it's just a slow process here. Obviously, I could speed this up, but I just like taking this slow. I'm sure if I was really pressed for time, I could make this go be master. But like I said, I had such a good rehab experience with the first knee that I take all this seriously. And I feel using this for the 2 hours at a time, 3 times a day, 6 hours a day is crucial. And I want to do this at least for the first few weeks. So we're bending my leg, it's going up slowly, and it's going to take it to 110 degrees. You could see earlier I could barely bend my knee at all, but since it's just passive motion, I'm not doing anything. My muscles are not firing, it's bending my leg. And so this is why, you know, advancing so quickly, I'm actually able to take the stairs. I'm able to unassisted start walking up the stairs. Even though I'm using my brakes, I can actually bend my knee a little bit more. And I'm actually shocked, because I remember the first time I was doing this, like it felt very, very tight when I was doing it, like especially when I got to 110 degrees or so. 105, right when it nears the end, it starts going very slowly because it's really pushing it. I mean, we're at this at 120. I got one more day before I really max this thing out. I think this thing caps out at like 123. That's 110. So it hangs out there, and then it's going to go back down. But I remember on my other knee, when I started getting this 90 and 100, it was like, oh, you feel it. But that's okay. It's like when my therapist, sometimes he's stretching me out, I'm like, it's a little tight. I'm actually going to see my massage therapist this upcoming Tuesday. It'll be the first time I got a massage in a while, but which I feel is really going to help. Anywho, so coming back down, we got the eccentric. So it takes a little bit of time. So if I speed it up, usually you turn it off. But now this is moving a lot faster. This is level 8. But I take my time with this, so I keep it at 3, so it just goes very slow. And that's why I'm sitting on the couch, I'm writing out workouts, and this is it. So I do this for 6 hours a day. I get that motion, because the most important thing they will tell you after you have your surgery is you got to get your range of motion and your flexibility. And so using this machine is going to give you that ability to bend the knee, but also I'm going to go ahead and stop it. What you want to do is you want to get this leg to be able to slowly get straighter. So I don't have a straight surface now, but you want this to lock out. So when I started my physical therapy, they will actually, put a little towel down, a little grass here, and you're pushing this leg down, and you're trying to get this leg locked out. But in addition to this machine too, since I'm here, I'm also doing these stretches. So I know some people, they can't even, I have clients that can't do this, and which is okay, not great. But being able to stretch my hamstring, this is notoriously bent by tighter legs, so just being able to stretch this leg out has helped immensely. I have also had, I remember my ankle was just sore as could be, so I was having to constantly massage my ankle, massage my shins, and something I didn't even talk about, the massage gun is huge. We'll probably go into that next, and I'll talk about the benefits of massage and how it helps, because your leg's just gonna ache in all sorts of different places, your thigh, your hips. So aside from using this machine 6 hours a day, I really feel this helps loosen me up. I'm able to walk around a lot easier because of that, because I'm getting that movement, getting my leg used to moving, but then also massaging it, which we'll talk about in a second. Massaging the leg can help reduce any kind of pain and discomfort, and you'll be feeling this immediately. Now, I'm surprised, well, for the average person, we don't get the special treatment, but when you're an elite level athlete, next day out of surgery, 2 days later, you're probably having a therapist going in there and doing all sorts of stuff. That's why they can start playing 6 to 8 months later rather than like a year and a half for some people. Some people don't even bounce back from this surgery. So we'll talk about massage in just a second. I'll show you my massage guy. As always, this is also being crucial, my Stanley. Take big swigs of this every day, and I'll have another video talking about my supplement protocol, but I've been using a hydration formula that has 𝘾𝙤𝙦𝙊. This mineral just helps my cells get more hydrated, help the muscles hydrate better. And this is about 96 ounces, I believe. I wake up in the morning, I drink, 24 ounces of my greens, collagen, beetroot powder, creatine, electrolytes. Then I'm drinking another 20-ounce bottle after that. So my first 2 hours, I have about 50 ounces. And then I'm drinking this, and I might even fill it up again halfway. So I'm like over 1.5 gallons of water. Really crushing the water, making sure I'm staying super hydrated. Now, back to the massage here. This little guy is nice. Yeah, you see my other video. I have the regular traditional hypervolt. This is the little mini. But I'll say my knee and leg was just getting sore. So like literally, you can lightly kind of go over the ankle. But I remember when I was sitting there on the couch using the CPM machine, I was just over here. I was kind of massaging my ankle. It was just feeling super tight. Also going through my Achilles, down into the back, along my calf, the other side of the Achilles. Sometimes I'll hold my leg, I'll stretch it, get right into there, get into here, because there's no telling. Your leg will just be sore all over, and it just depends, because they literally have drilled a hole through my bone. I think it's a tibia, a fibia, maybe the tibia through the, I don't know all the details, I'm not the surgeon. But they drill a hole through your leg, and that's how they attach and they put that graft in there. So especially here, this is the most sensitive. Like I can go pretty close around my knee, maybe around here, where it's more swollen. It's still around the incision, not too bad. Just going along the muscle. The worst part, believe it or not, is this IT band outside of my thigh. Obviously, when there's trauma, you can't go directly around that part, but I can just massage a little bit around there, and I will just sit here lying down, using this thing for like 6-7 minutes or so, just kind of massaging my leg. Sometimes I'll even, I'll bring my leg across just like this and get my IT band, stretch. I know you got to get in these funky positions trying to stretch the body, massage it out because the body gets tight. But I'm telling you, you absolutely need a massage gun. You can get any kind, but I'll link the 𝘾𝙗𝙗 down below, the mini and the regular one, because it will save you massage therapy visits, which I do highly recommend. I go every other week, and I've been doing that ever since my other surgery, and I don't plan on slowing down. Maybe I might drop down to once a week once things are great, but I tell everybody for my rehab protocol, I will always see a chiropractor once a month mandatory, and I still do, and then I will get deep tissue massages every other week. But to mitigate the pain off the back, I mean, you'll do what the doctor recommends, but you need a massage gun, or you're going to be sitting there. Like I remember just rubbing my calf and my ankle and my shin just because it was so tight. So having a massage gun definitely helps, and it will just help mitigate some of that pain and help you feel better. All right, and next we're going to use the ice machine. You ready? I think that's. All right, so you better come up here. You're going to know it, and then we're going to get this guy. I'm going to bring it in close, okay, bud? Arlo's actually been very sweet because he knows I'm all beat up. And he doesn't like my crutches at all. It freaks out when he sees the crutches, but he's been so good to me. Just being a little extra sweet. Usually he only gets around me when he wants food, but oh, and that's couch at the studio. He really likes his couch, right? So he just kind of hangs out here. So I use this machine. He's normally not this close, but he'll live, right? And so whenever you're using this ice machine, you want to wrap something around me, just because this thing will actually get cold up to 43 degrees. Also, you definitely don't want any like freezer burn on your legs. So I will just literally get up to now. I'm just going to throw this around my legs here, next to it, and wrap this around. And I will literally use this thing for about 20 minutes, especially when things are getting a little bit, when my knees feel a little bit achy. Like I said, today's day 8. It's feeling the best it's ever felt. But it's actually not unfortunate, just because some people, they have to be on crutches for longer, and the rehab process can be more extensive. But using this has been able to help make it something rather big. Arlo just likes to rest his head on something. So I need to wrap this around my leg as tight as I possibly can. Get this around. I want to make sure that this is just kind of covering my thigh completely, so there's no boom, that's on there. Then, and trying to just push your head. Then I'm going to get this machine, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to turn this on. Yeah, the cool thing about this is it brings us down pretty cool, like I said, 43 degrees, and then it offers some compression too. So I'll hold the power button, I turn that on. I'm just going to go ahead and hit cool for the therapy. I guess it does heat also, but we'll play on heat. And then bring it down 43 degrees, and then compression as 15, 25, 35, 50, 65, and 75. 6 levels. I do to 75, so that just gives me the most compression. And then I just sit here till usually when it gets pretty cold. Sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes 30, 35, but usually no longer than about 30. I think the longest might have been 40, maybe not, but usually I'll feel that it's just getting a little too cold, and so I'll just go ahead and stop when it just becomes uncomfortable. But after you've been walking around for a little bit, the leg aches, and sometimes there's a burning sensation lightly, but that's normal because there's blood flow going in there. And having that freaking brace on is uncomfortable, but I have to wear it a lot, especially the first month. I just have to have that brace on just to keep it supported, especially as I'm sleeping. I need to sleep with it pretty much every night until this knee heals, because you don't want to wake up and I'm going to light something twinges or tweaks. I wouldn't want to risk that. So, no, I'm filming a video. I would love to just sit here for about 30 minutes with Arlo, but we got some more stuff to get into. So that's the ice machine. It really helps out a lot of this. Treadmill feels great. Maybe some people don't use ice, and normally I'm not a big ice person when it comes to rehab, because I know sometimes it slows down the healing process, but there's a lot of inflammation and things are hurting. This ice machine will help reduce inflammation and mitigate the pain feeling. Also, another good recovery tool is having also dog. Obviously, you know Arlo, he's in all my videos, and he just hangs out, right? Give me a high five. Maybe give me a high five. Yeah. And he's just with me all the time. And he's super sweet. It calms me down. It makes me feel relaxed. And just sitting there on the couch for hours, especially in the morning, we're just sitting in there using the light on, drinking our coffee. Him coming by and just being there with me is awesome. So, well, if you ever have to go through something like this, I think having a cool dog could definitely help ease your nerves, and just having a nice companion, a warm, furry friend to be around just makes life so much better. So throughout this week, moving around has been challenging initially, but every day has been better and better. So day 1, I was literally here, and then because it was such an intense surgery, I was literally just walking like this. And you have to put all of your weight onto the crunchies and your stomach air. As I started using the crutches more, I would get better. And then I was able to actually just, put my crunches down and then scoot, moving fast. Although the turning around, I was always careful because you do not want anything to twist. And so just here and just wait, it's nice to move. But I had no weight on there, but I would still try and just get a little bit of weight and then walk. And I think it was around maybe day 3 and more. It was I remember I trained one client, so day 3 or 4, then I started graduating to 1 crutch. And so it was just here and then leaning my weights and then walking. And again, the walk was very slow. Every step is kind of a calculated step. I was just here. But I was doing this for at least the past 2 or 3 days. Just leaning by the weights, walking, putting that weight onto that crutch. And then even sometimes I would go here, just kind of, I felt like it was like a little walking stick. Now, I didn't talk about my brace. This thing was locked out. Yesterday, I put it on 10 degrees. Today, I put it on 30. So it just has a little bend. But this thing was locked. But I felt, since I've been going so well down my rehab, I feel like it just needed to bend a little bit more. And I remember last time when I had ACL surgery that I took out, I think it was day what? And it was just before I got my stitches out, maybe 2 days before. I unlocked the brace so it could move a little bit. But I was just using the crutch, just kind of moving like this. And now today, I finally got to a point where I know I say crutch is 3 to 4 weeks, and I will not do a lot of walking. It's literally a couple of minutes, and I sit down. Go to the kitchen, come back, sit down. Walk in here, I'm doing my upper body, whatever workout, sit down. So this is where I'm at. And this is pretty much how I was walking day 2 out of surgery on my left leg. But this time it just took a little bit longer. The surgery was more intense. Now, obviously, if I'm going to be on my leg a lot more, I will definitely feel it. But this is it. So I want to practice, putting the step down, or putting my foot down, but not also just planting the leg and not thinking about it. As I plant my foot, I spread my toes out and flex my quad, because there's been some times without this brace, I'm like, whoa, like my leg, it was just not stable. And so as I was putting my brace and trying to move around, it was challenging. Getting in and out of shower is hard. Now it's a little bit easier. I put my hand down over the top and I stepped, and I can move around a little bit easier. But having the brace for the first couple of weeks locked, and then the next few weeks is going to be unlocked, it's going to kind of keep that leg supported. But me just being able to walk a little bit. Today is day 8, and oh my God, it feels so good. So I'm just happy that I didn't have to use these crutches today, and I've just been able to walk and move around. And lastly, I want to show you kind of like my daily exercise protocol is the stairs in my house. Although I don't have stairs in the studio, but I'm going to show you a treadmill that's almost like a step in my house. And every morning I've been taking those steps, and I'm doing my reverse step ups, stepping down with my left leg. And just today, for the first time, I'm probably not supposed to, but I'm very in tune with my body. I know everybody's different, so I've actually been putting a little bit of weight and stepping off of my right foot. I'm going to show you that. These treadmills are about the size of the steps at my house, maybe just a little bit higher, but every day I've been walking up the steps. First, I had the crutches, so I would use the crutch for assistance. But today, maybe yesterday a little bit, I was actually able to just step and then take the step up. Now, what I was doing every day, like day 2, like the first day I was starting to film my video, I was here, literally just hopping with 1 foot. But what I've been able to do now is I can actually bend this leg. Now, with this brace is a little stiff, and I can't take this off. I'm not supposed to. But then I get shift a little bit at calf raise, and I step. And so I'm not doing this for a workout. I will only exercise with this. I haven't even started PT yet. The only PT I've been doing is some stretches. I'm going to show you that in a separate video for my exercises and my stretches that I do. But I've just been taking this step up, and then I will take another step. And that's kind of like my little workout. I'll probably take my stairs 3 or 4 times during the day. And there's 16 steps up, 16 steps coming back down. And that has been helping me a ton, especially as I'm coming down. So what I will do is I'll have 1 foot and I'll do my reverse step up, for example. So here, I've been doing these a lot, and I will take every step like that. So every day, that's what's even been strengthening my left knee even more. It's just doing these, which I haven't done since I had the surgery, but I will come down my steps. And the first day, every step, left foot, and I would come down and I would squat. But for today, the first time, I would actually, should probably actually use a crutch. Let me get a crutch real quick. Got the crutch. So I would actually step down. Now, this is completely unsafe, kind of stepping off of a treadmill. But I would use this, and then I would actually come down. So I'll have my right leg, this is actually a little bit higher. And I would bend a little bit. Yep, that's way too high. Anyways, I'm not gonna do that. Actually, you know what? Let's come over here. This is actually probably more appropriate. That is definitely higher than my step. Let's see how even. So I will come down like this and I will hold on to the rail. There we go. Now the steps probably obviously are a little bit higher, but I don't have any rails, so that doesn't simulate a right. But I will literally come down and then take a step and then coming down. And so every day I'm just trying to get this motion, just coming down with one leg, and then I'll use the other foot and I'll come down, reverse step up. And as this starts getting stronger, I'm trying to think, maybe it was like 3 or 4 months that I tried to, bless you, that I tried to finally get this full range of motion when I was coming down. That just takes the longest, just getting that reverse step up. But having the crutch, you know, using this as like a cane or a walking stick is something that really has helped me out a lot moving around. So this is just 1 week post surgery, and it's definitely it's been challenging, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions, but I feel like the more I do day by day, it's getting better. Things are feeling stronger, and I am just happy that I have a leg and it's functioning and it's moving well. So thank you so much for watching. This is 1 week after my ACL surgery. How am I recovering fast after ACL surgery? This is what I'm doing. I'm also doing a bunch of stretches like I showed you earlier, grabbing, doing my hamstring stretch, doing a few toe and calf stretches, but not too much. This is only 1 week. PT is not supposed to start technically for 2 weeks. Obviously they said I was going to be on crutches for 3 to 4 weeks, and then that means I wouldn't be doing too much PT. Maybe I would, but I'm going to keep you updated with all that. I'm going to try and get my physical therapist in here. His name's Andrew. He's awesome. I used him for over a year, almost a year, working out with Resurgence and 𝗘𝘀𝘀𝗲, and he's been really awesome helping me out. So I'm going to try and get him in here, but get any questions, comments, please leave them down below. I am excited to actually film a lot of this because I didn't get it right the first time. And if you're watching along, maybe you're struggling with this, just know the first week is the hardest. That's the biggest thing I say. You just got to fight through it. I'm actually surprised and shocked that more people are like me are going through this because it's so hard. I'm athletic and I'm fit. I consider myself fit. And this was actually very challenging. But the hardest part about this initially is just the pain and the sleep. I didn't take any pain medications other than day one, because right when I woke up, I was like, whoa, 5 out of 10 pain. I felt it initially. So I didn't, I think that's where I felt it a little bit more, not having those pain medications, but opting to not take them was just something I wanted to do because I just didn't want to be dependent on that. I didn't want to mess up my digestive tract or, you know, get my bowel movements all jacked up and everything. So opted to stay away from those. But the thing, you just got to get through that first week. The first week is the hardest. And I think for me, it was like by day 5, sleep was starting to get a little bit better. Even just being able to sleep for 3 or 4 hours. That, like the first day was only 3 hours and I was so tired. The second day I slept 4 hours and I think I was able to take a nap, but not every day I can, only twice in the past week. So first week is definitely the hardest. As the weeks go on, it does get a little bit easier. So if you're going through this, hang in there. Because half the battle is just having the right mindset, being positive, and being motivated to continue. Do your rehab, which I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Although what I'm doing may not work for you, so, you know, just you got to know your body. If you're fit, you're exercising, you can do more. And if you're going to have ACL surgery, do all of the prehab, pre-rehabilitation, because it's going to help you advance further. And if you've never had it, hopefully you don't ever need it. So get in the best shape of your life. Exercise, work out, eat right, stay hydrated, get plenty of sleep. Keep your body strong so you can be prepared for life's unexpected events. Because as far as I've been trying to live a very fun life, you're going to get thrown a lot of curveballs. And if you're not prepared and you're not in shape and you don't have a body that functions and moves well, man, your life can be turned upside down like mine was when you only have the ability to use one leg. So you need to make sure the rest of your body is strong so you can endure anything that life throws at you. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you and can't wait to see you check it out the next video.
I keep on working, got purpose and worth. Music's my cure and this world is my purse. Get rid of this curse with every verse. Of course I've been hurt, but some have been much worse. Leave me alone, get out of my head. Block out the opinions until I am dead. They all go to speak, but you listen instead. Listen some more and you'll cease to regret. I keep on working, I got it on track. You gonna see my name up on the flag. I sail the ship and I'll never come back. I keep this bitch on the line to attack. Never look back, I make a record like Crash. Top of my bracket I smash, I'm like a pack. I'm about to stack it like cash. It's gonna happen so fast.